Sawadee-khap, bersama gue Gandhi Fernando. Sekarang kita ada special podcast bersama Klik Film dan sutradara yang lagi viral banget nih filmnya di Indonesia. How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. Ada Kunpad yang sebelah aku ini. Dan kita bakal ngobrol banyak banget nih. Nah sebelumnya aku akan perkenalkan dulu nih sama dia ya. Pat, Sawadee-khap, Pomsya Gandhi-khap. Welcome to Indonesia.
Hello.
How do you like it so far?
It's very warm.
Warm?
It's my first day here.
Oh, okay.
And everybody has been greeting me like I'm a family.
Or a superstar?
No, not a superstar. But I got the feeling that, this is what like star have been feeling.
Okay.
Maybe you must be feeling something like this?
No,
all
I'm
the
not
time?
that famous.
No. Your time is very good.
Nai? Makma? Little bit?
Nitnoy,
capek katanya teman-teman. Sedikit baru datang tadi pagi. Kunpad, would you introduce yourself, your background in film or series to the audience in Click Film?
สวัสดีครับ My name is Pat Punitipat. I'm the director of the film that's showing now, Lanma, or How to Make Million Before Grandma Dies. Pretty long, right? The name. I'm a movie director. Previously, my work is, this is my first debut film. Previously, I've been doing 2 TV series, which the first one is SOS Skate. The second one is Bad Genius, the series, which has some audience here too, I believe.
I think it's on Netflix, I think.
On Netflix,
Yeah,
yes, it's on Netflix. So my first movie is now showing in Indonesia, in all over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
It actually started small and then it went viral and big, and now it's the biggest. As of today, this last 2 weeks became number 1. So congratulations. Your first movie in Indonesia and in Thailand and become so successful.
Thank you so
Are
much.
you proud of the achievement? How do you feel?
It's not exactly proud. It's like, it makes me learn something a lot.
Okay.
And I think I'm in the process of learning. Like
what?
Because as a filmmaker, all the time, the thing that I think about all the time is how to impress the audience. How, not like impress as a show, but like how to impress their feeling. How to make the movie that convey the feeling to them in the way that makes them feel that the time that they spend watching this movie is worth something. It's something like that. And when it reached the audience here, and I hope that it catch some the memory that they have in their background. It really, and then they give back the feedback to me. It's like sharing the warmth, something like that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Did you know that Lanma is very viral in Indonesia? Have you seen any viral video? It's called Red Eye Challenge. The
Red
before and
Eye?
Red Eye Challenge.
Oh.
So basically, they go to the cinema and they said they look very happy. Before watching How to Make Millions Before Grandma
And
Dies.
with the music.
With the music, and suddenly they cry. You want to see some of them?
Yeah, please.
I'll show you here.
Sebelum nonton How Grandma Died, sebelum nonton How to Make Grandma.
This is after.
Mana dia daya? Kabarkan aja. Nangis ya. Dia dari awal udah nangis. Gue iya.
Set. So at the moment, this is very trending. So many people, including celebrities and actors, are doing this type of challenge because they go to the cinema, they saw the film, and they started crying, and they all post it for free because how they love your film. I've seen it 3 times.
3 times?
ใช่ one time ที่กรุงเทพ
Yeah,
2 times here. Thai.
And what makes you watch it 3 times?
The relatability. I'm very relate. Many Asian family is like that. I have family who fights for,
Inheritance?
Yeah, and then that's why maybe it's very related to all the Asian family, especially in ASEAN. I think maybe that's why.
In what?
In ASEAN.
ASEAN?
ASEAN.
Oh, ASEAN.
Southeast Asia.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's why. Yeah. I have a few questions for you. So what are your directing references for this movie?
Directing reference?
Yeah.
You mean like what movie that I looked up
ใช่ใช่
It's a secret.
It's a secret. Oh.
I try to look up. I try to look at old movies.
Okay.
Old like in the context of like right after maybe like 1970 back to 1940.
Okay.
Something like that, because I think that during that time, and I look to the Japanese cinema a lot, because during that time Japanese cinema in my point of view really gives the feeling of commercial movie that touches heart of so many people, like Ozu,
Okay.
Yasuhiro Ozu, Akira Kurosawa. They give the impression that they went into the hearts of the people, but yet they create a masterpiece in cinema. They create something new. I wanted to do that kind of thing.
Okay.
I didn't say that I could do it, but I wanted to.
You're inspired from
yeah,
it.
I'm inspired from it.
Okay.
So that's the era that I look to a lot.
What about if I switch the question? What is your top 5 favorite movies of all time?
Of all time,
Yeah.
it keeps changing, but the first one of me would be Tropical Malady from Abhishek Pong Virasetakul.
Ah, okay.
He's a Thai movie director. Actually, I love all of his film. It's really inspired me to be a filmmaker. The second one would be The Morning Forest by Naomi Kawase. She's a Japanese female director. The third one would be Pastoral, To Die in the Country. It's from a director called Shuji Terayama. He's also a Japanese too. And maybe like Hidden from Haneke, Michael Haneke is also one of my favorite too. And Ikiru of Akira Kurosawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So buat teman-teman dari yang nonton Klik Film, jangan lupa di Google tuh judul-judulnya karena sutradara hebat ini referensinya adalah seperti itu. Tony, Lanma, Pom Chop Makma, Top 5.
Oh,
ใช่
ขอบคุณมากครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ
What about you directed a series before, right? And now it's a movie. What are the differences for you?
The difference for me is the length. For me, the longer it is, the harder it is to make.
So for you, Lanma is easy?
No, not easy, but it's more possible to control everything. To make every second good, feels good for the audience. To direct every second is easier to do it.
Okay. What about, let's go back a little bit. How did you able to make this film? Is this your story or GDH is offering you? So how do you are involved in this film from the beginning?
GDH offered me the story. It's from a scriptwriter that worked with me. His name is Thosapon. He wrote this story basically based on the ignition of it.
Okay.
It's basically based on his life experience.
Oh, okay.
Like long time ago, he has a chance to take care of his own dying grandmother. So he like captured the feeling of that time. It's not it's totally different stories, but he captured the feeling of a grandson and a grandmother, this bond into the movie. And GDH gave the first draft of the script to me, and when I read it,
yeah.
I totally fell in love with it.
Okay.
So
And then after that, you already had Bilkin as the actor, or you had to do castings?
we have to do casting.
You had to do casting for Bilkin.
Yes.
Oh, the superstar.
Yeah. we cast many talented people, and they're all so great. But the best chemistry that I saw is from Bilkin. That the best chemistry that suits this story.
Bilkin always makes me cry. My Ambulance, I Told Sunset About You, I Promise You to the Moon, now Lanma.
Why do you think so?
He's very good at the acting, and especially crying, When I see his face, I just want to cry.
Only seeing his face. Yeah,
But he's very good.
He's I think he's very sensitive.
He's very sensitive.
Very sensitive and very. For me, he's an observer. He observed everybody all the actors and including the crew that work with him. And for me, the impression that I get from him is that he's very respectful with the people he worked with, and he always give credits to everybody's around him that push him in the front.
Okay. What about Ama?
Ama.
I mean, that's her first movie. Has she acted before? Did you do audition? Because she's so good, and this is her first movie, right?
I think she's kind of like gifted for me, but gifted in a way that, for me, gifted in a way that she doesn't really have the concept of acting, and she doesn't care about it. She doesn't care too much how she has to act.
Oh, okay. And how she looked like.
And how she looked like, and how the output will be like. She just, oh, okay, this is my nephew. Okay, I have this backstory, and she just be in it.
Do you have to audition for her?
Yes, we do so much audition for. We do so many audition for this role because it's so difficult.
Yeah.
You know,
How long is the audition process to find Ama?
we finish. I think at least like 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months. Our casting director, she told me that she already cast everybody in the industry, and then we found her like very last minute of it.
Wow. And how long is the reading?
The reading?
Reading process, practice,
Oh,
chemistry building.
I think for Bilgin we start earlier because I watched his early work and he's so good, but it's not the style of, how to say, it's not the principle of acting that I was looking for. I want the different thing from him. So we do a lot of workshop. I think maybe about half a year.
Half a year
that we have been doing workshop. He has to because he's so busy. So the day that we are not together, his homework is to take his own video in the M character and tell me what has he been through that day through M's character. And also like hands-on workshop that we do a lot of activity to like let him loose, to like make him feel comfortable without judging himself. That's the most thing that
How
we do.
many times does Bilkin did it? Telling story as M to you when he sent it. How many? Every day or throughout the 5 months or 6 months?
Throughout the 5 months or 6 months, maybe I think more than 100 clips was sent to me.
Wow, that is commitment.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
Yeah, he's really
And
committed.
especially Bilkin is super busy.
Yeah, there's even a time that he was like traveling abroad, and he has to like take a clip for me. He's really committed.
Wow, that is the first time I've heard it, and that is amazing. Yeah. If you had a chance to turn back time, would you change anything about this film, and why?